guys, welcome back to Cara Jo Plans, where I share my budgeting and planning through the life of a single mom, entrepreneur, and full-time employee. Today we are going to be doing the weekly check-in in my Budget by Paycheck workbook on this expense tracker page, and I have these really cute stickers from Life in Envelopes. I've used her planner stickers before, and I've used her monthly spreads before, but she started offering kits for all the pages in the workbook. So I grabbed a couple to try for June. I'm going to be using more in July, but I've got these cute ones for the paycheck pages and the expense tracker pages, so I'm really liking those. And I think she has ones for the meal planning pages too that I'm going to start using in July. But that's where we are. So what we're doing is we're tracking June 1st through the 10th. I like to close out my weekly check-ins on the Friday, and there wasn't really a whole week with June 1st starting on Wednesday. So I just carried it through to the 10th. Plus it saves me pages when I close out my budget at the end of the month. It's less pages I have to flip through if I only have like 4 or 5 transactions for 1 or 2 days. So this is where we are. And the first thing I like to do is color code my budget. That way it is easier for me to total up and see how many transactions I have in certain categories. So on the first, we had my mortgage go out for $540. On the second, we had my natural gas bill go out for $152. My sewage also went out on the third for $40.62. My Netflix is now $16.42 on the 6th. And that is bills. So then I go down to the bottom. It wouldn't be a video if my battery didn't die. And it shows full when I start recording. That's the most frustrating part. And then all of a sudden it's like, just kidding. I really need a new camera. So I got this camera before my second son was born, and he's 7.5. So I don't know. I need to find a new camera, but that's not in the budget right now because that's not what I'm budgeting for. But then I carry that color down to the bottom so that I can total it up at the bottom. So that was bills. We did have one insurance go out for my health insurance for $135.83. And fun money, one of my kids got a computer game for $21.19. That was the only fun money. Giving, we had a sewage bill, a Verizon bill, and cash. And then debt, we paid $279 to Levin and $53 to PNC and $424 to Chase. Now, I was on a Facebook group the other day talking about cash envelopes, and somebody was like, well, I don't put my coffee in my food. I have it in my fun. Is that wrong? And here's what I have to say about that. It does not matter how you break your categories up, what categories you put certain things in, as long as it works for you and you set a limit and you stick to it. I don't care if you put coffee in your household budget. I don't care if you put coffee in essentials must needed, gotta have it. As long as you budget for it and you stick to what you budget, there's no right or wrong answer. Let's put it that way. So for me, and like this was my example, all of my eating out at restaurants and my groceries all go into food. That's simple for me. Now, if I had a problem eating out where I was eating out every day or I was running out of money, then maybe I would split it up just to see, hey, how much am I really spending on eating out? And one of the ways that you can decide where you want to spend stuff is a budget category organizer. This one came from the Budget Mom. I know there's a ton out there. You can make boxes like this yourself without the cute little graphics, whatever. But at the beginning of the year, I sat down and I took some time, and it's all about planning. What categories do I want to track? And what do I consider to fit into those categories? So I put my categories at the top, picked a highlighter color, and then in the box, I wrote down, this is what I consider for car expenses: fuel, toll, oil changes, tires, car repairs. What do I consider personal? Makeup, hair, nails, clothes, hobbies. Kid expenses, allowance, taekwondo, clothes, scouts. And honestly, like, you could put clothes in household, home, household, whatever. For food, you can see I have groceries and eating out in there together. It's all up to you how you want to split it, as long as you are tracking. I don't care. Track however you want, but make sure you're sticking to the limits that you set for yourself. So that's my little soapbox on that. All right, so down here at the bottom, I've moved my colors down so that I have all my categories. And my first one is bills. So I had 540 plus 152 plus 4062 plus 1642. So for bills, I had 749.04. And insurance, I know I only had one, so that was 135.83. Fun, I just had 21.19. Giving, I had 100 plus 98.47 plus 97.59. So give 296.06. For debt, we had 424 plus 53 plus 279. So that's 732.24. Car expenses, $75. And personal, $24. So then I go to the page, and I'm not going to do all the flipping here because that makes people nauseous when I flip too much on screen. But at the back of the month, I have my budget laid out from when I closed out the month before. So I have those totals there, and I just took a screenshot on my phone so that I have easier access without flipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my starting budget over on this side over here, just so I have a starting point, and then I can see what I have left. So for bills, I started budgeting for $1,100. Insurance was $400. Fun was $50 for this month. Giving $600. Debt, I had $1,642.24 planned. Man, I had that planned down to the penny this month. Car, I have $325 planned for the month. And personal, $150. And now you really only have to do this once, because each page going forward, you'll have the remaining amount left there. So let's go ahead and figure out what my remaining amounts are. So for bills, I had budgeted $1,100, and I spent $749.04. So I have $350.96, and just up here I'm going to put leftover. And then for insurance, I had budgeted $400, $135.83. So I have $264.17 left there. 50 minus 21.19, 28.81. Giving $600 minus 296.06 gives me 303.94. 1642.24 minus 732.24. Haha, that's where the 24 cents came from. So I have 910 left for debt. Car, 325 minus 75, 250. And personal, 150 minus 24. I have $126 left for personal. Okay, so that's my weekly check-in. It lets me know where I am. I'm 10 days in, and I still have $250 left for gas. I didn't have any food expenses because I just did a big grocery run on the very last day of May, and my kids are gone right now. So I'm basically drinking water and eating cereal. No, I do need to go get milk and a couple things today. I have no lunch meat and cheese left, but without the kids here, there's a whole lot less food being eaten, and yeah. So these are looking pretty good, set up for the rest of the month. My bills are pretty fixed, so I have a pretty good idea what's there, so I'm not worried about using so much of that the first of the month because my month is very front-loaded with bills. At some point, I think that was my doing, and sometimes I question it. But either way, that's all set up, and then if we take a look at my monthly page here, cute stickers, by the way, let me move this over a little bit so you can see there's a nice sidebar too. I had a lot of no spend days. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4 no spend days in the first 10 days of the month. I really made up for it right here with all those bills and debt payments though. This Xfinity bill, I did plan out my bills the beginning of the month and highlighted which paycheck was going to pay for them. This Xfinity has not hit yet. I did get the email that they received it on their end, but my bank has not seen it yet, hit the bank, you know what I mean? So once that happens, I will check that off and I'll probably write the date next to it when it actually cleared. Looking ahead, you can see I have a couple bills going out next week. And the Peloton I left a blank because I got a notification that they are raising the monthly subscription fee. And I think I know what it's going to be with the taxes, but I always like to just wait and see what they bill the first time just to make sure. Couple more bills. So you can see most of my bills in that were done at the front of the month. So then that leaves me the rest of the month, whatever is left over after this second pay on the 24th, to do my savings and my sinking funds and my investments. And because a lot of people tell you to pay yourself first, and I fully agree with that, but because I still have these debt payments and my first paycheck of the month is variable, I don't like to pay myself first. I have a pretty good idea of how much I'm going to have left over to save and invest, but I don't want to cut myself short when this paycheck is always variable. I just want to make sure that I have enough carrying over to the beginning of the month because my month is so front heavy with bills. So I do my saving investing at the end of the month, and I'm disciplined enough where that's not a problem. If you are someone who tends to spend all your money right as soon as you get paid, maybe you do want to do your saving and your investing first. This is my weekly check-in. Thank you guys so much for watching. Head on over to the Instagram channel. I've been doing some budget tips, and there's some vacation budget, and there's some freebies over there for you too. If you check the link in my bio of the Instagram, I've got 2 freebies in there. One's a vacation budget planner and one's a spending tracker. So go check those out and be sure to let me know what you think about those. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.